So when, Leeds Davis story of the day, is it? Fucking fight as well. So, about a year ago, I was working for PJ Jones from Neaton. And I was with Pete doing a job in, fucking hell, where was it? Kidwelly way. And I went in, there was this lovely lady and her elderly mother. So the mother must have been about 90 something, she had dementia. And I went in and I started working on a radiator, but that week I'd been really fucking down on it all week, really questioning my life. I was thinking, fucking hell, fuck this, and my mother and father gone, everybody gone. I just thought, fucking why? I didn't want to be here anymore at all. And I remember going to work that day and thinking, Trim Saran it was, not Kidwelly, Trim Saran. And I remember going to work that day. On the way to work, there was tears in my eyes, right? Because I just did not want to be alive. And I remember it so plain as day. I was going to work and I spoke to my mother. And this will be a good one for Jules, a psychic I follow on here, to be fair, if she listens to this. And I spoke to my mother and I said, Mom, please, and this was on the way to work, I promise you all. And I was on my way to work and I said, Mom, please just give me anything, a sign that everything's going to be alright, because everything was going downhill. And I got to that job and I went straight in, I drained down, I started doing a radiator. And I can now thinking about it. So I was doing the radiator and the mother and the daughter were talking. And she said, something about Avon. And I said, my mother used to work in Avon. Me being dull as fuck, I didn't know. I thought the Avons were everywhere, situated everywhere, just not the one in Cleckley. I said, was there one up here? And she said, no, in Cleckley. And I said, bloody hell, that's mad, isn't it? And don't forget, I just asked for a sign of my mother. And basically, I said, how long ago did you work there? And she said, blah, blah, blah. She said, what's your name? I said, Leighton Davis. And she went against to me, Leighton Davis. I said, my mother's Pam. And she said, 21 Cloyngerios, Pemberton Park. And I was like, the shivers, I got them now. My ears are standing up on end right now talking to you, right? So she said my address, my family address. And I was like, how the hell did you know that? She goes, you're Pamela Davis's son, she said. She said, oh my God, you weren't even born when I was picking your mother up, she said, from Avon. I heard she had kids, I'd left Avon and stuff like that. And she was like, I know. I said, how do you know my address? So she was like, I picked your mother up every day for work before you were born. And I went to the van, and I swear down, I'm fucking, like that. I went to the van and I cried like a little fucking boy, I did, because it was the first time since my parents had died, or since my mother had died, that I felt like she was in the same fucking room as me. And that is God honest truth. And then I carried on working. We had a little chat about my mother. She leaves, and Pete will remember this as himself, my boss. And she came back, and she had photos of my mother when she was young, working in Avon. I was like, what the fuck is happening here?